Peace if it's peace. Today we're going to check out a few pages from the great ancestor Assata Shakur autobiography. These two pages will deal with the political education classes in the Black Panther Party, in her opinion, which needed a lot more black history. And we're going to check out the reason why she wasn't going to join the white left socialist organizations. My Lord, let's examine the file. There were three different political education classes: community classes, classes for Black Panther Party cadres, and political education classes for Panther leadership. In the community classes, Panthers explained the 10-point program and the general objectives and philosophy of the Black Panther Party, as well as various articles that appeared in the Black Panther newspaper. As far as I was concerned, these were the best political education classes the party ever gave. If the teachers were good, the classes were interesting and fun. With a few exceptions, political education classes for party members turned out to be just the opposite. We reviewed articles in the Black Panther Party paper, read passages from Miles' Red Book, and discussed certain speeches and articles by various party members. Most of the time, whoever was given the class discussed whatever we were studying and explained it, but without giving the underlying issues or putting it into any historical context. The basic problem was not whether the teacher was good or bad. The basic problem stemmed from the fact that the Black Panther Party had no systemic approach to political education. They were reading from the Red Book, but didn't know who Harriet Tubman, Marcus Garvey, and Nat Turner were. They talked about intercommunalism, but still really believed that the Civil War was fought to free the slaves. A whole lot of them barely understood any kind of history, black, African, or otherwise. Huey Newton had written that politics was war without bloodshed and that war was politics with bloodshed. To a lot of Panthers, however, struggle consisted of only two aspects: picking up the gun and serving the people. That was the main reason why party members, in my opinion, underestimated the need to unite with other black organizations and to struggle around various community issues. A lot of the sisters and brothers had joined because they were sick and tired of the oppression that they had been suffering. Most of them had never been in the struggle before. Quite a few joined thinking that the party was going to issue them a gun and direct to them to go out and shoot pigs. Most of these brothers and sisters had attended inferior schools, which either taught them lies or nothing at all. Now let's check out what she had to say about the left. My Lord, you always gotta watch out, because they'll try to lead you over there when you really should be focusing on building a nation for your people. Let's examine the file. She says, I had begun to think of myself as a socialist, but I could not in any way see myself joining any of the socialist groups I came in contact with. I love to listen to them, learn from them, argue with them, but there was no way in the world I could see myself becoming a member. For one thing, I could not stand the condescending, paternalistic attitudes of some of the white people in those groups. My Lord. Some of the older members thought that because they had been in the struggle for socialism for a long time, that they knew all the answers to the problems of black people and all the aspects of the black liberation struggle. I couldn't relate to the idea of a great white father on earth any more than I could relate to the great white father up in the sky. My Lord! She goes on to say, I was willing and ready to learn everything I could from them, but I damn sure was not ready to accept them as leaders of the black liberation struggle. A few thought that they had a monopoly on Marx and acted like the only experts in the world on socialism came from Europe. Yeah, peace to the great ancestor. My Lord, sometimes you gotta set them straight. Peace to this book. Y'all go get that. Yeah, the autobiography. My favorite page, 184. Let's examine the file. She says, I filed my name away in my pocketbook and continued sucking in the atmosphere, tripping out on the idea of a black nation in Babylon, a nation of black people smack dab in the middle of the belly of the beast, imagining black youth flourishing and being nourished in black schools, taught by teachers who loved them and who taught them to love themselves, controlling their lives, their institutions, working together to build a humane society, ending the long legacy of suffering black people have endured at the hands of America. My mind spaced out on the idea, and in a minute, I was imagining red, black, and green buses, apartment buildings with the African motifs, black television shows and movies that reflected the real quality of black life rather than the quality of white racism. I imagined everything from cities called Malcolmville and New Lumumba to a reception for revolutionary leaders around the world at the Black House. Sure enough, I like the idea of a black nation.